Hello, thank you for watching. If you could subscribe or leave a like or leave a comment, I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for watching. So today now, I'm going to repair this, we're starting to repair this Teagle Titan 6 rear discharge Muck spreader. So it's quite a big thing, isn't it? Well, it's a small one for this type of machine anyway. But yeah, so I had some new sprockets. So see the new sprocket, nice and square teeth then, compared to a old one. See, all rounded off, worn down, bent out. See the scale on here. We've basically had a big sheet of steel, laser plasma cut this shape out, then stuck in lathe and bored the middle out and lathed the outside, a groove in here. Pretty much these slats and this sort of U-bolt and short chain design is the same as a straw chopper. So the floor and straw chopper uses just the exact same sort of idea. So here's a bent slats, but this one's got a nice kink in it. So this was scrap anyway, and new ones weren't too dearly, so a couple new ones going in it. The rest of them look right anyway. Not sure about the ones underneath yet, but they're probably right. And it's the couple that were right here and we actually went ski with that I've had Italy. You see, here's the sort of I said about U-bolts. So here's the sort of U-bolt, and the chains are actually short little sections like that. So each slat has its own little chain really. It's not one continuous job sort of thing. So that's how it works really. So to measure these out to make a puller, I'm actually make a template. I put this bolt back in, but imagine it wasn't there now. So what I did was I took some cardboard from a cereal box, whatever brand or make you like one.
I'd like to ask a few questions about this breakfast cereal.
And put it over it. Took a ball peen hammer, hammered around this edge here to cut, basically cut the gasket really, and use an actual ball part of it to hit in the holes. So basically cutting a gasket. So I have something now to lay on a piece of steel and mark out all the holes and what size I need really. I don't have to come back and forth to this. That's how I mark this out, is see the cross there? So I got the length I needed, put it across so it's right in the middle, drilled the correct size hole there. So I'm going to put a bolt. Yeah, it's an imperial drill I had and a metric bolt, so I need to file it out of it. Then I see the template all lines up. So I put template on it. So this was holding it exactly where it needed to be. And I traced around all the holes and put a center punch right in the middle and punch it and drill it out. So I've drilled out all this. I'm checking now to see if it fits before I finish off. And I've already marked there, so I'll go and cut it to length now. So that's the dreaded gearbox off.
Daddy, the top came off. No
Came off right, really. So there's been a bit of update since the last video. So I had to switch out bolts and pulling thread halfway really. As you see, the gearbox being started here comes right here, so it's with this next to it. It's a fair old length really, isn't it? But came off right. One bang at the start, and came off then. But the bearings are different matter really. It's pretty rusty right here, where the pillow block bearings went, and they were solid on. You couldn't move them at all. So had to cut through them. See the slot there open up a bit and came off then. There's no real way to get the puller on these to pull them off or anything, so just split the housings and split the races. It all came off then. Had to do both sides. You see this side's been done as well. So pair of new bearings. It'll be all new over here basically, all the wearing parts anyway. We found a bit of snag. You see there's a piece of steel right behind here. It's like a scraper or guide, and it goes right in the middle here. So you'll have to knock the shaft out and leave the cogs in place really on this. Next thing is we have to knock the shaft, well, one way or another, to get these off. Plan is, because these are worn out anyway, is to put a slot in these so it opens up a bit so it's a bit easier, and you have to hammer on the ends of a shaft as much really. well, a scrap anyway, it'll make it a lot easier, a lot faster. So as you see, the bottom of the hole here, the texture is a bit more rough, you see there? It's a bit more dark grey and rough. That's the rust on top of the keyway there.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean,
so I've already burned down to there, this side, and I went this side. I think I've just done it and not actually burned the keyway itself. So ideal. The torch head is a bit worn out, so I did cut this off a grinder just to get the depth fairly. That's them all back. As you see here, this keyway gave us a bit of trouble, so put a cable tie over it just to hold in place. So we need to cut that again now with some snips. And 2 new bearings on. So as you can see, the chain's all back together and new slats fitted. And you can see the new sprockets now are nice and tight on the chains. So you can see a new slat fitted there, right in the middle. Turned out there's a couple extra ones bent. So as you know, there's a couple bent right at the back here where it bends over. We turned it around. The one at the front was a bit bent, and there's one in the middle as well, a bit bent as well. Probably had bent one already when it jumped a tooth, and when it jumped a couple extra teeth, and bent these worse and jammed the whole thing up basically. We do have a slight problem this side, but it's a bit too slack, and we tighten it up. So it turns out on that side apparently there's a couple of links being cut out, so we need to measure all these out and see where the links are cut out, basically that side, and cut them out this side as well. So need to do that again basically, but you know, it's pretty much done now really anyway. So thank you for watching, and that's it from me for now then.